Good morning, you fucking delinquents, and happy Independence Day. Yeah, I know I'm a day late, but I just love this country so goddamn much that I couldn't go without wishing her a happy belated birthday, and without sharing some feelings I've had lately, some pride for my country. So I'd like to share those with you now. So the other day I was in an office building for work, and we took a short break, and there was a copy of the Declaration of Independence hanging on the wall. And I said, "Fuck it, I've never read this thing. It's one of the most important documents in the history of our nation, and I've never read it. So let's go." I only got about 15 lines or so into it because we just took a short break. But man, I was just hit with this crazy sense of inspiration and a deep sense of appreciation for what this document was, which was essentially the first time in history anyone's ever done anything like that. They got together as formally and officially as they could and wrote a document saying, "You know what? We're not fucking listening to you anymore, and we're gonna figure out a better way to do this. There's got to be a better way." And then I just thought about the war that was fought. This whole country, Great Britain, coming over to claim its people, and we decided, look, if we're going to have a future based on freedom and not on tyranny, and based on a government that we want, and a lifestyle that we want, our fathers and our sons and our brothers are going to have to take up arms and die for this. And I've heard that sort of thing before, but it just really came together for me. It really hit me and made me appreciate what was done to secure my place here and my ability to live and think and act how I want. The deaths of people that could have easily been my father or my grandfather. And then later, like a week later or so, I was in Indianapolis, and I was in a park. And I think the whole park was a memorial of some kind. But there was one. It was a beautiful park, like unbelievable. But there was one particular memorial. It was for World War I. It was this big, huge box with these, tall spires on each corner, and it said, "In memoriam of those who fell in World War I." And again, I was just struck with this level of deep appreciation, and I don't even know what other word to use, but it was just like, this is what we have for you, because memories fade and the history gets skewed, but this is so we don't forget the lives that were lost, the people that laid down their lives once again to secure our place and our freedom, and our country, and the values that we've decided to build this nation on, our moral bedrock. This is for you. This is the best we could do, is this concrete structure. And it just made me really, really proud of this country and everything we've gone through in a short, relatively short period of time. And it made me want to live up to a certain standard, to make sure that my life was worthy of that sacrifice. And as I was thinking about this, I realized that that's kind of a theologically Christian idea. There's a little bit of that there. And then I think it ties back into what Jordan Peterson, he's in the middle of doing these biblical lectures mostly about Genesis. But he's running through the stories and what they mean, not in a literal sense, but for us and our human condition, and what it means to be a self-conscious being. And he breaks down the Godhead, the Trinity, into the three sections: Father, Son, Holy Spirit. And he talks about the Father as being, tradition, the way things have been, the foundation that progress is built upon. And that an identification, some level of identification with that father is important. And that's what this is, our where we've come from, our roots. It's important to have an attachment to that and an appreciation and an understanding of it. And so much right now, there's a certain political force, a certain the group of people who have some serious disdain for everything that this country is. And they want to see it razed to the ground. They want to see it totally torn down and rebuilt from the bottom up. And I think that mode of thinking is ill-informed and ignorant at best, and just spiteful and resentful and evil at worst. It almost feels like destruction for the sake of destruction, because some people are just unhappy with the way things are. And of course, we're not perfect. We don't have everything figured out. It's always been a work in progress. But goddamn, things are way better now than they were even 10 years ago. And, they were better then than they were 50 years ago. We're improving. And I don't think people have any sort of appreciation for that. There's a total lack of gratitude and even inspiration for what came before us and what was done for us. And that's really where that's the end of my thought train there. I didn't go any further than that. I just wanted to express some pride for where I live, and implore everyone else to be grateful for what you have, and always work to improve. Never stop working to improve. That's what we're here to do, is to get better. But don't forget where you came from, and don't forget those who have passed, so that you could express your disdain today. Happy 4th.